Cat Lady of Hiram High School. Today's topic, the quadratic formula. Alright, so let's look at a quadratic. Just a general quadratic. Let's look at something like x squared plus 2x plus 15 equals 0. Now, just like I've told you 100 billion times, okay, well not quite 100 billion times, but quite a few times, we're going to identify A, B, and C. So A is 1, B is 2, and C is 15. And the quadratic formula itself is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and all of that over 2a. And you know there's a song out there for that. It goes minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a, all over 2a. And if you memorize that, you will memorize the quadratic formula. And now you're saying, okay, Mrs. Peters, that was a little bit too much this early in the morning. No, it's not. It's Mrs. Peters. What do you expect? Now, when we do the substitution, okay, you must use parentheses. If you do not use parentheses, you will get things wrong, and it will be based on not having used them, and so signs go crazy and you get weird stuff. So, that being said, let's do some substituting into the quadratic formula. And I'm serious about using those parentheses, guys. You will find if you use the parentheses, you will make a whole lot less mistakes. And notice all I'm doing right this minute is I'm putting the parentheses wherever the variables are. Now, I'm going to assign A the color green. So I know that A goes here and here. I'm going to assign B the color blue, B for blue. Okay, it's going to go here and here, and C gets the color red, and it's going to go here. The first thing I want you to do when doing the quadratic formula is I want you to make sure that you do this piece of work right here. I want you to calculate this first, because if that I just colored it in yellow is a negative number, you're going to get complex solutions. That means you have to deal with the letter I. If you try to type everything into your calculator at once and you get the word domain error, that means you need to go back and you're going to have to calculate this piece separately. So when I calculated this piece, what I got up underneath there was negative 56. So let's write everything back in. I have 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 56 over 2. Now, here's that I, okay, that negative under that radical. So I'm going to rewrite it so that I have 2 plus or minus I square root 56 over 2. I'm going to simplify, okay? I'm going to simplify this. I can use my calculator to simplify the square root of 56, just not be able to simplify it using the negative square root of 56. So once I do this, I get 2 plus or minus 2I square root of 14 over 2. Now, what do you all notice? I have 2's that are factors of each term of my formula. So I can factor a 2 out, and what I get is 1 plus or minus I square root of 14 over 1, which, lucky for us, if it's over 1, I can just take that out. And I have 2 answers here. Remember, quadratics, on average, have 2 answers. Not guaranteed to always have 2 answers, but if I have a complex answer, I definitely have 2 of them. So my answers are x equals 1 minus I square root of 14, or x equals 1 plus I square root of 14. And that's how you do this quadratic formula. It's actually quite a bit easier because you're plugging into a formula. It may take a little while to calculate, as you can see, but most of the calculations are done in the calculator. All I'm going to want to see when I ask you to do it is I'm going to ask you to do all of this and then let me see what you get as you go through. Okay? That's all. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you. Write them down, bring them to class, we'll discuss them, and I hope you have a good evening. Talk to you later, and bye-bye.